Good morning. So I decided today I'm going to do a little bit of a different type of video. I'm going to do a get ready with me with all my makeup and stuff while we talk about Madama. I wanted to combine the two. It's just kind of my tribute, one of my tributes to her, because I love her so much. Madama is one of the most popular, most common, most beautiful spirits within espiritismo and other traditions that honor her. And I thought this would be kind of fun because I love beauty, I love makeup, I love getting ready, and I love my spirituality. So this is like a new type of video that I'm going to be doing the best I can. It's been a long time since I did makeup on camera, but we're just going to roll with it, girl. I moisturize my face, I put my serums and stuff on. I have been doing a lot of throat chakra healing lately, so if my voice is a little raspy or I get stuck on a word, it's just the healing process, because I am knee deep in ancestral healing right now with a lot of things, deep, and it's just part of the process. There's a lot of somatic healing going on, thank God. I'm fine, I'm healthy, gracias a Dios. It's just, I think that Mercury retrograde kind of propelled me into this wormhole, if you will. But anyway, I am gonna take my, what is this, Maybelline Super Stay Foundation. I'm still trying this out. Oh my god, I need to wipe that off. Girl, I should have cleaned my makeup beforehand. Oh well. We are nothing if not real over here, okay? What is my shade? 220. Yeah. I love this color because it actually matches my skin. My face is always a little bit more light than my neck. I say it's la vida, but this matches my neck, so that's what's important. But usually I use a beauty blender for this, or a beauty sponge or makeup sponge. But today I decided I'm gonna try a brush. And my hair is getting all in my face. It's annoying. I usually do 2 pumps for the lower half of my face. And make sure, since I'm wearing a headband, that I get that part. And my little nose gets so red. Make sure you get your ears. I know I look cray-cray right now, y'all. Just bear with me. I'm gonna do 2 more little pumps. But yeah, this stuff is really good. I'll show you what I set it with in a minute. So I'm not really sure about the 30. It says it's supposed to last 30 hours. We're supposed to be talking about Madama, Nikki. Okay. Madama is one of the most beautiful and most common spirit guides within espiritismo, and she's also honored in hoodoo and other folk magic traditions. And something that not a lot of people understand or can wrap their head around is that Madama is actually a group of spirits, but they're individuals. It's not just one spirit. She's kind of like a folk saint, if you will. But all of our Madamas are going to be different. Okay, you can have a Madama from Puerto Rico. You can have a Madama from Cuba, from the South. Maybe she was a conjure woman in hoodoo. You can have a Madama from Dominican Republic. It's the spirit of the divine feminine, and one aspect of the divine feminine. And she was a house slave, typically. She worked inside the home, and she was kind of in charge of the cleaning, usually of the cooking and childcare as well. And a lot of them have a lot of knowledge when it comes to herbs, spell work, / spiritual work, and divination. Because the white people needed help with things, right? Whether it was herbal healing for illnesses, or they needed some spiritual work done, once they realized the value that, and this was not the case for every Madama, let me say that, but there were some slave owners that did allow their Madamas to practice their ATRs because the white people needed help. Maybe they had a sick family member. Maybe they were having money problems. But there, you know, back in the day, there were a lot of white people that went to women like Madamas for spiritual help. So they have so much knowledge. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is like messing up. Now I'm going in with my concealer because I am a child of Gere. And one thing that a lot of us children of Gere have is dark circles. We look like mom and dad. Girl. So I always cover them up the best I can. And I put a little bit on my nose. And the top of my eyes is dark as well. And this is the Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer. It's pretty good. But I always like put my concealer on and then I let it set. And sometimes I'll even, let's see. I hope the ones that are watching this are the ones that enjoy me talking, because this might be a long video. Okay, this is the LA Colors Conceal It Concealer in Light. I'm gonna go in with this as well. This is a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier, just to give it more coverage, because I'm trying to look awake and it's 8:03 in the morning right now. Okay, and then what I do is I let my concealer sit. I let it dry down a little bit, because I've realized it stays a lot longer when I do that, and also it just helps it look brighter, in my opinion. What was I saying about that, Madama? Nikki needs her caffeine. Yeah, they would help the white people a lot of times, and that was not the case for every Madama. Some of them did truly have to practice their practice in secret. There definitely was, you know, a sense of spiritual warfare when it comes to slavery, because even if the white people weren't over there with their cauldrons and casting spells and shit on the slaves, it's still the mind games, the psychological abuse, the stripping of their dignity. All of that is spiritual warfare. So they really, really clung to their spirituality, and it's what gave a lot of them a lot of strength. Madamas are very, very strong spirits. They're very determined. They're very protective. They're very nurturing. They do have a lot of them are very known for having a different demeanor than other spirits, like maybe a Gitana, as far as their delivery goes for their messages. Madama tends to be a little bit more cutthroat, if we will. That's why if you guys get a reading with me, sometimes when I'm delivering the messages, I pause, and that's basically me having a conversation in my head with my guide, being like, is there any other way I can say this? Because I try to be very delicate in my delivery, even if it's not the most delicate information that I'm giving. I still like to be soft, right? And sometimes you just can't. You know, especially if the person receiving the message is not receiving it and they're just not getting it. Yeah. So, and she's the same way if you're a devotee of hers and you honor her and venerate her, and she needs to give you a message. She's not always going to be the softest spirit. You know, I feel like, and I say this with all due respect, okay? Because everyone has their way of communicating with spirit, and every spirit has their way of communicating. But Gitanas are a little bit more like soft and fun when they deliver messages. Like it'll seem a little bit more lighthearted a lot of the time. But, and this is not just my Gitana and my Madama that communicate this way, and the contrast. This is like, I've noticed it with other people's guides as well, and I've talked to other spiritualists about this. So with that said, I think that especially when I get to know my clients and stuff, like over time I get to understand how they receive messages and how it's best suited for them. And like I can choose if I want to do my reading with my Madama or my Gitana or another spirit. Sorry. I'm able to choose who I want to do the reading with, right? And of course I ask for their permission before I open up the reading. I make sure that they want to work, that they want to help me with that client in that situation. But I'm very lucky and very grateful that I have both a Gitana and a Madama. I actually have multiple Madamas, so it's an energy that's very close to me and that I appreciate a lot and has been there for me my entire life. She is very much like a mother to me. She is very nurturing, she's very caring, she's very, she has a lot of interest in my well-being. And for someone that has been through certain things that I have, that has been very healing for me. They are beautiful healing spirits. They will help you heal ancestral trauma. They will not only help you heal yourself, but they'll also help your lineage heal as well. So with their knowledge, with their patience, with their guidance, and all of that. Okay, now I'm taking this elf powder. This is like $4, y'all, and it's actually really good. What is this? Prime and Stay Finishing Powder and Sheer, the lightest one they have, and then I have a powder puff. And I'm gonna look in my other mirror to do this, because this is like one of my favorite parts of my makeup, because I love a bright under eye. Again, child of Gitana. I have dark circles. Bad. And I've met so many other children of Gitana that have them, it's ridiculous. But, you know. It's just interesting to me how different children of different spirits have certain features, I've noticed. And that can be a whole separate video. But I know I feel like I look like Kiss right now. With their white ass makeup. Okay. I know it looks cray-cray, y'all. Bear with me. This is art at the end of the day. Let me get my makeup brushes. Lord have mercy. This is how you know I'm dedicated to spirit, because I look fucking crazy right now. But this is what they wanted me to do, so I'm doing it. Okay, now I'm setting my face and getting this white crap off with the Maybelline Fit Me in 230 Natural Buff. This is the matte and poreless powder. And typically I don't like a matte finish, but for summertime in the South, girl, I need all the staying power I can get. Yeah, that's a lot better. What was I saying about Madama? They'll help you with healing. They will help you with cleansing. A lot of times when I have to cleanse a client in person, and I decide to do it the espiritismo route, my Madama will mount me. Maybe not all the way, but at least partially. But she has mounted me all the way before when I'm cleansing, just to protect me, depending on how bad the negativity is that we're removing. And that is one thing that I love about espiritismo, is these spirits, like, that are here to help. They're here to help. Like, they will protect you, they will guide you, they will love you, they will look out for you, and they help you help others. And that's really important to me, because it's like, in a way, she's living through me. Sorry, I kind of go crazy on the powder a little bit. Get my ears, make sure to get the neck, girl. Now we're gonna go in with some bronzer. I look like an egg. It's okay. It's just like my post the other day when I said, like, do what afraid. I know I look crazy right now, y'all. I look like a mime. But we're going in with some bronzer. This is just, I've had this forever. This is the Rimmel bronzer that I like because it's matte. It doesn't have shimmer in it, so it's really good for contouring. To warm up my face again. And I don't feel like I have too big of a forehead, but, you know, I like to contour. I go in like a 3, kind of. And I get my jawline too, and my neck. And I go on the other side. If you don't know if you have Madama or not, but you're curious, you can always book a spiritual court reading with me. And we will look together, and I will see what's up for you. Those are kind of one of my favorite readings to do, because these spirit guides are so important. Like, if espiritismo is your path, it's not for everyone, but every single person on this earth has a spiritual court, and my guides are like family to me. I love them so much. They have been there for me through a lot of shit, and they've also forgiven me, because I've made a lot of mistakes on my path, you guys. I have. Not so much now, but definitely when I was like 23, 24, I made some pretty bad mistakes on my spiritual path. Nothing against anyone else. It was ultimately me not having discernment, not being patient, not asking my spirits before I did something. Like, I made a major move that was life-changing. You know, it's always good. Like, that's why they're here. They're here so that they can advise. They're here so that they can help. They're not just here to collect dust. I think that looks a lot better. Okay. Now we're gonna, this is, from J-Cat Beauty. I don't know if they even make this makeup anymore, but this is so pigmented. That's why it's lasted me so long. I also use the NARS blush, but I broke it, which sucks. I'll get me a new one soon. And I use a brush like this. And I love blush for summer. I always feel like I put too much though. Some people like a lot of blush. I don't. Not on me. So I'm going to take my powder puff and just try to tone it down just a little bit. Okay. And I might even go back in with my bronzer. I'm just feeling very bronzy today. Okay. That's better. Now for my favorite part, highlighting. I am such a 2016 makeup girly. I still use a lot of those same techniques that, you know, the makeup community was teaching in 2016, because that's when I learned a lot of my makeup skills. And I love 2016 glam. Like, I'm not a clean girl aesthetic type woman. Like, I want all the glam, I want all the sparkle. I'm just using highlighter from Wet n Wild. This one is in Golden Flower Crown. I use a lot in drugstore because I tend to travel a lot and I lose my makeup sometimes. So if it's from the drugstore, it's like under $20 if I need to replace it. So, and plus, I've just always been that way. Because I've always kind of lived somewhat far away from a mall for most of my life. So, it's just easier if I need to go to like Walgreens or CVS or something to replace it. And then get my nose. What else can I say about La Madama? She has a lot of them, because they are different. Okay, let me get that straight. It's a muerto. It's a spirit of a person that lived and died, of a woman that lived and died. So they're all going to have different skill sets. They're all going to have different knowledge, different opinions, different belief systems, different practices, techniques. But there are a lot of commonalities between each of the Madama spirits. You'll see some people, I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember when I first started, a lot of people will give a dagger or some kind of little knife to their Madama for both protection and also because they use that when they cut up the herbs. And they will teach you, especially they're very, very good at like kitchen magic and using what you have on hand, which is pretty fundamental in hoodoo. If you are somewhat palm-colored like I am, just approach hoodoo with respect. Like, I don't consider myself a hoodoo practitioner by any means, but I do have a spirit guide that was, when she was alive, she was very heavily involved in it, and sometimes when she teaches me things, that's where it comes from. But, sorry, I go overboard on the shimmer, y'all. I really do. And then I sometimes put some in my inner corner, just to kind of keep brightening up my eyes. I love bright eyes, by the way, if y'all can't tell. Okay, that's my face makeup. I have setting spray here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is the e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist and Set, so I'm just going to spray my face, my base. Oh, that feels good. I'm going to let that sit for a minute while I talk to y'all. If you are preparing a spiritual bath for yourself, whether it's for cleansing or sweetness or attraction or money, whatever, and you have a Madama, you can take a 7-day candle and like you'll have the bowl of water and herbs, right? You'll have the bath. And you can take the 7-day candle or a floating candle, either one. I like to use a 7-day candle because they're still in the glass. And you can light it up to her and ask her to bless the bath. Give it about 30 minutes or an hour before you take it. And then you just take the candle out and use it. You know, you can reuse the candle for something. But they love spiritual baths. They love helping you bless them. They love teaching what kind of herbs to use. They love teaching us like different little manifestation techniques and spell work when it comes to things like money, luck, business, prosperity. I have heard of people working with her for like love work and love spells, romantic love. I've never approached her for that, just because that's not really why my Madamas are in my life. It's other reasons. But I will say they are very good at harmonizing family relationships and relationships within the home, because family and the home is very sacred to them. A lot of them were caregivers for the slave owners' children, and a lot of those kids were closer to the Madamas than they were their actual parents. So, they're motherly, they're beautiful, they have big, beautiful, motherly, divine feminine energy. And when they are, like, dedicated to you, because you're dedicated to them, they will go to the ends of the earth for you. Truly. Now I'm going to do my white eyeliner, and I just put this in my waterline. What was that? Yeah, you can see the difference between the side and the side. My eyes are always red in the morning for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. And then, this is going to be fun for me to do on camera. Yay! Where's my liquid eyeliner? I got this from the Dollar Tree. Because I go through liquid eyeliner so quickly. And I used to be able to do a wing, but now I can't. I suck at it. I just do the top. I hate when that happens. We'll fix it. My cosmetology teacher, because I did take cosmetology in high school, she always taught me, when it comes to makeup, if you get mascara or liquid eyeliner or even lipstick somewhere that it doesn't need to be, let it dry down and then take a Q-tip or something and remove it gently. Because if you try to mess with it when it's wet, it's going to make a mess. Shout out to Miss Gay. I miss her so much. She was one of the best teachers I ever had. Okay. I think I just did it again. I just do a thin line. And I'm gonna take some mascara. I don't think that I'll be putting on lashes on camera, because that seems like an impossible task, girl. Luckily, I don't have nails on right now, so putting on my lashes will be a little bit easier. And once this dries down, I am going to go with some eyeshadow for some bottom lash line drama. So I'll let this dry while I talk to you guys again. Like I said, if you guys want to know if you have a Madama or not, you can book a spiritual court reading with me, and I would be happy to assist you. Not everyone has one, but if you do have one or multiple, you are very blessed. They are beautiful, loving, nurturing, protective, healing spirits. If you're not ready for a reading yet, you can light up a candle to your guardian angel and ask your guardian angel to kind of help usher in a Madama if you have one, and kind of guide y'all together to connect. Just be very careful, because I don't really like recommending y'all lighting candles to spirits that you don't know if you have them. But if you're gonna do it, I would rather tell you the proper way to do it. That way you stay safe. You know, not saying that the Madama would ever hurt you or anything. It's just sometimes other energies can try to follow. You know. Standard offering, glass of water and a candle. With the Madama spirits, a lot of them, that's what they would use. That's all they would use a lot of the time, especially for divination or readings. Some of them did use tarot cards, or shells, or bones, or the baraja española, which is one of the tools that I use. I love the baraja. My Madama taught me how to read it. It's a little bit different than tarot, but it's still very, very widely used in espiritismo. My point being, a lot of them would just use a glass of water and a candle to either manifest something, to pray, to connect with the other side, so you can do the same when you're trying to connect with them. Very simple. As far as offerings goes, you can give them things like rice, dry beans, because rice and dry beans represent prosperity and luck, especially like dry black-eyed peas. And a lot of the Madama statues will actually have a basket on top, and that is actually so that you can put your offerings there in their little basket. So you can put dry beans in there, you can put dry rice, and then you can take that rice after it's been at your boveda for a little while, and if you want to, you can learn how to make some money rice with like some green food dye, some spices, some cinnamon, and if your prosperity is something that your Madama wants to help you with, that's a really good way to kind of put her energy into your work, is to make something like some rice. Money rice is an old hoodoo thing. There's also love rice, but like I said, in my experience, the Madama, they're not commonly approached for love work. I'm not saying that they can't do it or that it's impossible, but it's just, from what I've been taught, not something that they're extremely known for, like other spirits might be. Okay, now I'm going to take, I'll show you, this color right here. It's just like a medium to dark brown. Did I already tell y'all that I've been doing throat chakra healing? Because my voice is cutting out. Anyway, I'm going to take my little angle brush like this. And just take a tiny bit, because this stuff is very pigmented. And I tap it off. And I just go like that. Okay. There we go. Now let's get some lip liner. I need better makeup storage. Good God. Okay. I am that person that has like 20 different lip liners and lipsticks and lip glosses of the same shade family. I'm a nude person. I do have my reds. Excuse me. But Wet n Wild actually brought back their Zodiac collection, which they came out with like 6 or 7 years ago. And I was so happy to see it in Walgreens yesterday. I got this really pretty peachy lip gloss. This is actually the Aquarius one. But yeah, I was so happy to see that yesterday. Let's see. Let me swatch this one. I'm going to set that to the side. It might be okay. Let me sharpen this. I hope this video was informative to you guys, because I wanted to do something different. And and more like beauty related, but also spiritual. Okay, I'm gonna take this lip liner. I got this from Amazon. I got like a 12 pack of nudes. This one is, it says waterproof matte lipstick 24 hour. And this is number 202, and it's by the brand Top Lady. Okay. Oh, this is, let me get my mirror and do it that way. Lord have mercy. Yes, I'm wearing a filter, mind your business. It's so nude. I think I'm gonna go in with something darker. Oh, that's too red. Too red again. That's too pink. Oh, Jesus. I think all my, like, the lip liners I use every day, I think they're in my purse. No. Is this the one I just used? No. Okay, that's much better. Alright, that's just gonna have to do for now. And then, I usually do nude, so we're gonna try this one. This is Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Cedar Later. And then I'm going to take my Aquarius lip gloss that I just told you all about. Yeah. And then I'm going to put on lashes when I get off camera. But yeah, this is kind of like my everyday makeup look for summer. Once we get into fall, I'll definitely start doing like more eyeshadow and a little bit darker looks. But this is like basic Nikki's makeup. Okay, but again, I hope this video was like helpful to y'all. I know it's something different, but I love beauty and I love spirit, so it's just something that I thought would be fun. Again, if you would like to book a spiritual court reading with me to see if you have a Madama or how to work with her, you can go to sirensnectar.com or you can message me here on Instagram and we'll get you squared away. Okay, I love you. Thank you.